Hello and welcome back to the Canceled Podcast.
She stole my look.
She stole my look. Wait, honestly, we are matching right now. For all the visual listeners out there, we are wearing our new merch. I love it so much.
It's so good.
It's my favorite thing we've ever made.
I was going to say that.
It really is. And I came up today, y'all. Let me tell you that much. My favorite thing, you guys know, Brooke has a problem with ordering two things.
Oh. Well, but this sounds like a really, really stupid problem to have. This time it like wasn't an accident. I've done it a few times where I order something and then I think about it again later and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had this thing. And it's like I had already ordered it. That was not what happened here. What happened here was I wanted these glasses so bad and they were sold out everywhere. Kylie wore them. So obviously I had to have them. I want everything Kylie has.
I love glasses. They make me just look and feel like so much less of a stupid bitch.
Right. I feel so like I just love them. And so I wanted them really badly and they were sold out everywhere except for this one website. Okay. So I ordered them from this website and then all of a sudden it says ships in like 14 weeks. And I was like, well, that's not going to work. So I ordered them again from a different website. Because I was like, I know I need them. And then I was like, sometime between like now and 14 weeks from now, I'm going to figure out how to cancel that order.
And then they both came immediately.
They both came on the exact same day.
Oh, wow. But then I got a new pair of Miu Miu glasses and I love that BB doesn't wear glasses because that's the only reason I got them.
BB's little face is so small. If she wore these glasses, her whole face
would tip over.
One frame. Yeah.
She would literally tip over.
Yeah, I got a big head.
Oh my God, you guys. I am like so dead.
Yeah, should we talk about where we just came from?
We just came from the Canceled Podcast International Tour cover photo shoot.
That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful. But we outdid ourselves, okay?
I'm so excited to see them. It was so fabulous. I felt like a little kid.
The natural progression is so funny. We started with the cow, then the car, then the camper, and then obviously we're going international. So today we did a plane and it was... The place we went to was like the coolest place I've ever been.
It was. It felt like, first of all, we were in like essentially like a hangar, but it was really like a sound stage, like a big sound stage.
Yeah.
And there was every different kind of plane set. So the inside of a plane, a cockpit, like a full jet setup, a little tiny plane.
Yeah, and like a whole TSA setup. And it like actually looked like it was a real plane and like the real TSA stuff. I guess I just always assumed in movies that they like borrowed, London Heathrow Airport. Like I don't know why in my head when all of those things are shot, it's like a real plane. So like being there, I was like, oh shit.
That's really funny that you thought they really did that at the airport.
Yeah, like have you seen that movie that just came out on Netflix, like Carry On? Like they had to.
Everyone told me not to watch it because it's like scary, right?
It definitely puts some thoughts in your head that might not be there previously, about people in airports and crazy shit. But I just like assumed they had to have like booked LAX on Pier Space for the hour. Like I didn't know that the sets could be that accurate.
No.
And it was everything. The photos are going to be everything. My shirt says yap for a reason. I think every time we have a photo shoot, especially when it's me and you, I realize how much you're like just made for this shit. And I like, well, also today, like nothing was fitting me and shit. Like just little shit like that will like send me.
No, I was thinking about it. Like honest to God, I have days where like just at the smallest thing can go wrong. And after that, the sky is literally falling.
Yeah.
Like maybe it was just one of those days, but I happened to wake up literally right on the right side of the bed.
And I don't know if it's like some Megan Fox energy shit, but this frequently happens to the two of us. It's like, obviously there are days where we're either both in a bad mood or both in a good mood, but like one of us will be elated to be doing something and then the other one is like, oh my God, take me out now. And today I was the take me out now, unfortunately.
I just felt like such a little kid. It felt like we were in the mall overnight. Like that's what I felt like because it was like we were not supposed to be here. We're the only ones here, even though it was like literally not a real airport.
But it really felt like one, honestly. It was so cool. And we were like fucking sending ourselves through the TSA conveyor belts and shit. Like it was cool to like... Because obviously you know that in my dream world, I am able to break all of the rules at the airport all the time.
Vape on a plane.
Yeah, so to be able to be vaping on a plane, but it's like encouraged almost, being barefoot, all of it just running through. It was awesome. And I'm excited for the photos. I really am.
I am too. And the good news for you is that even when you have a bad day, you might still get a good photo.
Yeah.
Whereas when I have a bad day on a photo shoot, maybe we're in the middle of the desert and there's no bathroom and I'm shitting myself and there's no good photos. So we choose a photo of me eating a hot dog and it is on every billboard in town.
I think it is so funny that the billboard photo was us just like so far away. Like we could have had stand-ins. And like I didn't think about it when choosing the photo because like on a phone it was like a sick photo to me, but like
You didn't think about the fact that that was like
gonna be supersized.
especially because we do so many comedy clubs. Like imagine your favorite comedian, like except their whole photo is just an RV.
Yeah, like the RV, it was literally a photo of an RV, like, and then just a brunette and a blonde. It literally, we could have had stand-ins. So I'm excited for these new photos. All day too, I was just like, why am I dead? And then I thought about my past 5 days, and it's like,
Oh yeah, you had a kickback yesterday.
yeah, I put having a kickback on my close friends, and Brooke was like, Tana.
Having a kickback? Like who are you?
Because if I put having a party even on my close friends, people start sending out my address like it's like just for everyone. So I tried to like use different verbiage.
What about soiree?
Even soiree sounds too hooty. And you know what's crazy is I only invited 30 people yesterday. Like I invited the people that I really love, and like especially in getting sober, it's like being sober, I don't have like the desire to have a rager. I just want people that I like absolutely love, the nearest and dearest people to my heart. And then today we're looking at the security camera footage, and people were peeing in people's mouths. Someone peed in someone's mouth. I invited the 30 people closest to me.
I need more information.
I don't even know.
Who peed in whose mouth?
I'm obviously not going to say it on camera.
Give me names.
And I understand why you would want names. And here's what I'm going to say. It wasn't someone I directly invited. It was I invited someone and then they brought someone.
You had a +1 peeing in someone's mouth?
At my new home, and I'm sober. Like, it's like I could do everything right. I invited the fucking 30 people closest to me. And then like someone was peeing in someone's mouth in my backyard on tape.
Okay, well then the main invite gets uninvited.
But I love that person.
Well... And then that's just you have the piss in the mouth house.
That's just the way life goes.
Okay, who was it?
No,
We'll
it was
beep it.
brutal. I invited.
Well, duh. Of course, +1's pissing in someone's mouth.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's just enough said. You know what I mean? But like,
who would you let pee in your mouth? Oh, Makoa, of course.
I mean, it's actually funny because we got word of it last night, right? And I already know that
there was chatter.
Yes, there was chatter about the mouth peeing. It was one of Makoa's friends too, which is really funny that like I invite Makoa's friends who obviously like maybe have never come to a party at my house, and they're like, hey, I think someone just peed in someone's mouth. And then I had to be like, yeah, those people are like known for that. Though they do that. I think they think they're giving jackass.
Yeah, but you can't be giving jackass without a camera because then you're just doing math. Like
no, and then they were like running to the pool and washing their face. Like it was like a real thing. And I'm just so fucking sad about it.
Well, it sounds like it was a blast.
I mean, I had a great time. Literally the only person missing was you. I was like, everyone I love is in this house.
I know, I felt really bad. I was on my way home from Cabo. Otherwise, like I tried to switch my flight, but there's only like 2 flights from Cabo to LA
and I've missed them so many times.
It's like really actually insane and then I'm in Cabo, and since there's only 1 flight, there's like everyone I know is there. Like
yes.
My agents were there. Like friends I haven't seen in years were there. I was like, wow.
It is wild. The Cabo airport is so fucking lawless too, which I love. Like, even just like, I'm trying to think, one of the last times I went to Cabo, I go through the security to walk out, and they're like, oh, you have a vape in your bag. Like, you can't have a vape. And then they like completely like act like they're arresting me. And it's just like this whole fucking thing. And I'm like so scared. And I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't know I couldn't have my vapes. Like, this is fine around my parts. And then they're like, yeah, just give us $500. And like, what are you going to do? It's TSA. Like, you can't. So then I was bartering with them, and they were like, we'll take 300. And I was like, this shit is lawless.
I live for that though. That's my favorite shopping mall too, is the Cabo airport. I'm like, the things you can buy there, you just don't even understand.
They have great jewelry. It is
such great jewelry, such good candy, like food, everything.
An STK, like a whole ass 5-star restaurant.
They have an STK. They have Mexican Cheetos everywhere, which is my favorite.
Mexican hot Cheetos are literally 1,000 times better than American hot Cheetos.
Oh my God. Something about like illegal here is not illegal there, and it's making their Cheetos better than ours.
They got that red 50.
Yeah, they've got red something else.
Oh, and just La Farmacia. I love Cabo.
Oh, I hit the Farmacia hard.
Iguanas on even just to get like Z-Packs. Like, I love hitting the Farmacia and getting like antibiotics for the year.
I learned my lesson. I used to go to the Farmacia and want all the fixins. Now I go in, I'm like, Zofran.
Yes.
Hand it over. And Latisse, I got some Latisse this time.
No
and you know
shit.
What? Let me talk to you about something. I want to talk about learning your lesson over and over and over again in life, because Latisse turns my fucking eyes literally into buttholes. Okay. I get butthole eyes from Latisse, and so does everybody else, by the way. And what brings me back every single time, it's just like getting a lip flip.
I honestly completely agree. It's funny. I've been using Grande Lash, and like I do feel like it's eating at my like retina, but I can't stop because I notice the inches.
It does something to the fat of your eyes. First of all, like it like dissolves the fat around your eyes, which you actually do want fat around your eyes. Otherwise you look like corpse bride. But it also turns the like rounds of your eyes, or like around your eyes, dark. So you just look like really scary.
Yeah, but the long lashes, I get it. The lash serum's been working on me, and I still have the chode pack, but it's getting like a little better, and it's like I feel like I'm just so gorgeous. It's really fun.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you think that like, and this isn't even like supposed to be backhanded, but like, do you think genuinely if you didn't wear lashes, do you think they would? Oh,
they were really like this in high school. Okay, like, and I couldn't afford lashes then. And obviously I would steal them now and again for special occasions. Duh, don't be fucking weird, you know. But no, I would take my lash curler into class and just sit there all day trying to get them to stand up to get a boy to like me, like, you know what I mean, or to get someone to notice me, or to like think I looked so gorgeous. And I have a whole video on how I used to do my makeup in high school, but I would fucking stack on the mascara till I had one lash, like it was just clumped one, like almost like Jack. But it was one lash.
I love that.
You know,
I was just thinking about high school makeup. Like I used to live for like MAC Studio Fix powder. And
me too.
It has like the little pad in it, and I would just rub it as hard as I could onto the powder, and then just
peanut butter baby the house down.
And I would put like NC45 when my color is actually NC5.
Yeah, and it's like just wear sunscreen. Just help your future self out. You know what I mean? Like just do anything. But I think that this generation doesn't necessarily have that as much. Like, you know, we had like the Juicy Star 07s of the world, and like we were just figuring things out, and like almost what our moms had taught us. And like for me at least, that was nothing, you know, obviously.
Yeah.
But like now with TikTok and stuff, it's like, you already know, like they don't have as much of a,
they don't have awkward phases.
Yeah, awkward period.
Fuck you guys.
They're using drunk elephant and they're night shedding, and 12-year-olds are sleeping with mouth tape and blowout rods.
Losers. Punks.
I don't know though. At the same time, if I could be mogging at 14, like if I could go back in time, like I would want no awkward phase, I guess.
No, I'm sorry, because as a mother, I'm not expecting to buy anything but like a eyeshadow quad until they're like 18.
That's so true. That's just, and honestly, that helped me out, because obviously now it's like I presume that you're only cool if you have those things in middle school and high school, which sucks. And obviously, like we still had that, but it wasn't as much, and materialism wasn't as prevalent. But my parents, like, I can't even imagine if I came home and I was like, "Can I have drunk elephant?" They would be like, "You are drunk." You know, like we're not buying you that.
I was like kind of like that though. I was just like a bride. Like my Sam has it, so I have to have it.
You remember when like studded high-waisted shorts were a thing?
I sure do. And in fact, I think I can Google a photo of you.
I think I got beat just for asking for them. Like they were like, hell, never. Those are $50, bitch. You better get some studs and get to work.
Oh my God. I literally used to do that. Like when LF was popular.
Oh my God.
You were into LF. That was in college actually. So that was like actually not that long ago. But I started putting like eyelets and shit. And I'm like, who are you, Martha?
No, but if you didn't have a studded high-waisted short, you might as well have been as socially exiled as possible, you know?
I know. It's so crazy.
And Galaxy. I remember I tried to paint like my favorite shorts Galaxy, and it just looked like someone threw up.
Galaxy?
Remember like things were Galaxy?
Well, we were...
No, you remember things were Galaxy. This was at the same time.
Nothing was Galaxy. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Things were Galaxy.
Nothing was
Do you remember the Brandy Melville Moon Phases top?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. It had all the phases of the moon. I knew it. I told you.
That with a pair of Galaxy shorts, you were fucking. I
remember that. That was before Scarlet was Scarlet.
That's what made Scarlet, I think.
I'm like, in fact, is that Scarlet?
Millie Bobby Brown is my twin. I look just like her. Have you seen?
Do you look just like Millie?
She
grew up.
Can you look up a recent Millie Bobby Brown?
Giving her, they were online shaming her.
That's me. I'm Millie Bobby Brown.
That's weird.
But I also have been on this whole tangent where I think I look like Charlie XCX and it's like Tana.
No, after you said that, I think I see it too.
No, but it's like I literally don't. It's like I need to clean my glasses.
I swear, no, I think I believe you because I truly believe that you see yourself, you see the truth and everybody else doesn't. I say that.
Say it with a little more conviction then.
I mean that because I have a couple people who I know that I look just like.
Yep.
That nobody would ever in a million years tell me that I look like them.
Today you were giving me Victoria Beckham.
That's so nice.
She had on these little capris and a blazer.
I want to go on record and say that was not who I was gonna say.
No, I'm like Millie Bobby Taupe.
No, don't search it, Aaron. I'm gonna start cutting.
No, it was just you had on this blazer and these little capris, and it was giving Millie Bobby. Not Millie. Hello. I'm trying my best. I'm just dead. But I really haven't slept in like a week. It's getting brutal.
Just same. I went to Cabo thinking like on a bachelorette.
Yeah, that's like
and
a little
thought,
tough.
like,
did you at least iguana it up for me?
I iguanaed all over the place. But I would be lying if I said I didn't feel a little bit guilty about it.
I feel really bad for those iguanas.
Yeah.
They're all babies and they just shove them in backpacks and it's so sad.
The way I justify it in life is like, okay, someone was going to hold them regardless, so it should be me who can really hold them.
Give them a little love before. Sarai was cussing.
Support their little tail.
Last time we were there, someone, obviously they mistreat the iguanas and they bring them everywhere. And Sarai was just yelling at the guy, being like, "You might as well throw that on the grill." Just saying like that's how bad it was. And I was like,
really
no
sad.
way.
And they're really smart animals. I had lizards growing up,
and they know what to do with that tail. Well, I came really close to like buying an iguana. I really want an iguana, but I didn't know that all of those were babies. Mm-hmm. Like there's no such thing as that sized iguana. Like they all get huge and they can like kill you with their tail.
Don't fact check me on this one, but I think it's one of those things where like they'll never outgrow their enclosure. So like if you kept it in a small enclosure, it would never get that big. And I don't know if that's true, but that's like how a fish is. Like a fish won't outgrow its enclosure. Also, I had lizards growing up. I never had iguana. I had a monitor lizard and I had geckos, but like not like what you think of as a gecko, but like long, big geckos.
That's my dream.
And still when I go home, we have a big terrarium.
I love reptiles.
Oh, I love reptiles.
I've like always wanted a pet snake, but like feeding it the mice is where you lose me. I know they're
but you
frozen.
only have to do it. You don't have to do it that often. But you know what's worse than that, which you wouldn't like, what we have to feed the lizards?
Crickets.
Worse. Roaches.
At literal hell, never all.
Yeah, and you can do crickets, but we did roaches. So, and you literally have to keep them. Like my uncle has them literally in a tub in his room.
There was a bug in my house the other day, and I crashed out so hard.
There was a bug in my house the other day, and I'm like in the sky.
Yeah, that's kind of
like how did it even get up there?
It was a stink bug too. And I was like, "There's only room for one of us in this town, pal." Should we go into some topics?
Sure.
If the slots are spinning, you could be winning. Head over to DraftKings Casino and play the classics you know and love, or try something new with DraftKings exclusive games. Plus, new players that give DraftKings Casino a spin can get 200 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code CANCELLED and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 200 casino spins on a featured game. Only on DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for a featured game only. Expire in 168 hours. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends March 16th, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, DraftKings, for sponsoring today's episode of the Canceled Podcast.
Honestly, I have to start with Ash Trevino. And I know the Super Bowl just happened and there's more important things. Kanye's tweets.
Yo, what the fuck?
Khloe and Lamar. I have so many things I want to talk about, but I have to talk about Ash Trevino. Okay? I got to a point. I think Ash Trevino was a turning point for me mentally, okay? Mm-hmm. Like when she started blowing up and everyone was like, have you heard about Ash Trevino? Have you heard this? I think that I decided I wanted to clock out of the internet. Mm-hmm. Like she truly was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me, where I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about like George Washington. And like, I know I don't need to know about Ash Trevino. I don't have the space in my head. And it's just like, obviously, like from what I've gathered, she's not a good person. And then I was in Hawaii with Natalie, and then she was like just obsessing over all the lore. And I was kind of trying to learn. And then I started getting all these comments of people being like, can you have Ash Trevino on canceled, right? Okay, like what's this all about? Like, would this be interesting? Whatever. And then obviously upon like one search, it's like her dating the 19-year-old. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then like,
Santos. Yes.
And then just like mistreating the kids, like spending Christmas with a stranger, like doxing themselves on live, not caring. You know how I feel about all the like live panhandlers who make me at least feel the way that Ash Trevino makes me feel. I think there are people who do live and it's great income for them, but like her, just the way it makes me feel. And obviously people are memeing her. And for a second there, I was like imploring the idea where I was like, maybe she'll come on, maybe like we'll have her on canceled and I'll ask her the hard hitting questions and whatever. And then we see that Ash Trevino is at the Bop House. Okay?
Oh.
She's at the Bop House. So the Bop House is another thing that I'm kind of interested in the Bop House though. Like honestly, like I'm kind of liking it.
I was interested in Bops versus Alabama Barker.
Yes, Team Bops.
Team Bops.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
you can't shame, never mind. Doesn't matter.
I also like the Bop House because I think that so many people have tried to make spicy content houses work, but it's always ran by like an agency or like men or something, and it just, they put all these random girls in a house who don't know each other, and it just feels grimy and weird. Mm-hmm. I like that this one is like the girls' idea.
Like a small business.
Yes, and like them almost making a joke, like them saying like we're bops, like that, you know what I mean? Just like whatever.
Bop to the top.
And Ash Trevino's at the Bop House. I'm making jokes online, whatever. And then one of the bops interviews her for a podcast. She's gorgeous, and she slayed the interview.
Is it Cammie?
I think so. She slayed, forgive me if I'm getting any misinformation wrong, but she really was like not having it, right? Like she was really asking her the hard-hitting questions.
The only proper way to do an interview with somebody like that, I feel like, if you go in and
you
can't
have to
be like, so why the fuck did you do this?
Yeah, you can't kiki, whatever. And then come to find out, her children do not have beds.
No, they don't. That's not come to find out. We all knew that.
What?
Mm-hmm. No beds, but she has a Louis Vuitton bag.
And that's where I'm going to go yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm going to go just right off a cliff.
Yeah.
Because
they have mattresses.
I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
Like at all. Like your children not having the prime setup and you going and buying Louis Vuitton. I was going to attack her looks. I was going to say, and you look like that. That's me. But I'm angry. I'm livid. It's just like, and just everything. Like the way the daughter was saying that she was sick in the hospital and Miss Ash was on live saying like, give me a galaxy to know about her health and shit. And then her like, yes. And like the daughter is, you can just tell those kids are so clearly like crying for help. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking disgusting.
It's horrible. You know what I do think though that like makes me feel a little bit better about it? I don't think she ever has those kids. I think that like it's a situation like my family growing up where it's like, oh yeah, you see your mom sometimes.
I hope and pray that that is the situation. I just want to go on record and say if those girls are watching this and you need anything, DM me and I got you, because it's like, it's just so disgusting to me. And it's like such a prevalent display of narcissistic abuse. And at what point societally do we stop? Because it's like, yes, you can't look away from her.
Yeah, but
giving people like that fame and money is like, and I'm not saying that I'm the most deserving person on the planet of fame and money. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying like,
no, it's very scary. It's
just disgusting. Like you're a disgusting person.
It just like also, it takes like a very specific, I don't know what you would even call the mental illness that is like genuinely receiving it. Like she thinks that like she's got fans. She thinks like we're watching her because we want to.
A narcissism, what is it? Is it called arrested development? Can you look this up so I don't misspeak? But when somebody is stuck at a certain age.
I don't know. The crazy thing is like, or not crazy, but like I feel like I know Ash Trevino. I know 11 Ash Trevinos. You know what I mean? Like those were the type of people I feel like I grew up around. So it's like, to me, I'm like, yep.
I know. It's just like
shitty parents, to be honest. Not
A
even
situation in which a
general.
person's emotional and psychological growth is hindered or altered during one of the normal stages of maturation.
Yeah, I guess that's what you would call it. I had like a really like shitty like learning curve where I was like, oh my God, like some people literally hit a certain age and they never like, especially because we have all this like outward like life experience, and we go and often do things and meet new people and stuff. A lot of people literally they hit a certain age and like their life never changes, and that's where they're stuck.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like both of my parents very much were like that growing up, and it does make sense.
That's why you outgrow your parents. It's just a thing.
I just like cannot believe that some people have the chemical makeup where you're going to come online and laugh about your children not having beds and you buying Louis Vuitton instead, and you actually go to bed at night and you don't feel bad.
It's not. And I feel like she thinks it's like making her like quirky and like haha.
Which is the hardest fucking watch on planet fucking Earth. And it's just like, people should take a quiz before they give birth. Like, I'm talking even just like a 20 multiple choice quiz, 20 question multiple choice quiz. Like, why can just anybody have kids?
It's the scariest concept in the entire world.
Granted, though, if that was the case, I don't think we'd be here.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't know. Lately I've been just doing so much thinking and talking about narcissistic abuse, and obviously it's just sad all the way around, you know, but I hope and pray, even just similar to our situation, it's like, I feel so grateful that however my parents were and in that narcissistic, like the way they were abusive in that way, it made me want to grow up and be so far from that. Mm-hmm. And I hope nothing but that for her kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I just hope to God they had situations like we did where you had, like I had my grandparents, you had Amari's family, like people, I mean, and I think that they do, because I've seen her say a lot of times, like, if I wanted my kids, I would have them, or like something like that. And you're like, wait, what? Like, what did you just say? But yeah, I think like they spend maybe like 1 day a week with her.
That's good. I mean, it's so wild and so sad. And I would love like an actual psych diagnosis on whatever she has, because it is very interesting. But it's like, yeah, I could never have her uncanceled. It's like, I don't even want her to have a platform. It's so wild.
But it sucks, because I wish, obviously you hope for someone like that, as so long as they're going to be a parent, you hope that she has like room to like learn from some of this stuff and like become a better parent like over time. But like, we're feeding like this monster, you know what I mean? Like, we're making this situation and what is wrong with her worse.
Yeah. It's like making someone with whatever that chemical makeup is like quote unquote famous. And it's like,
which is like literally probably the worst thing that can happen to somebody like that.
Yeah, I agree. It's just wild. The no beds, like all of that shit just pisses me off so fucking bad.
It is.
And obviously that's why people keep engaging and watching, because a hate watch is almost more passionate than a love watch, you know? And it's like, it's like, I will take those girls to IKEA tomorrow. But it's hard as well. I was saying this the other day, that I feel like a narcissistic parent's nightmare is a child turning 18, because it's like the moment that they no longer have the control.
I just hope, like I'm saying, like they have followers. Like I feel like they can be successful in social media too, especially like in spite of her.
I'm just saying I can't wait for them to turn 18, in the regard that right now, let's say they were even successful, I have such a strong feeling that they probably wouldn't even see their financials, or they probably, you know what I mean? Or anyone who's actually going to try to really help them get out of that. I don't know the other people that are raising them, so I like can't really say that part, but I, you know, and then it's like, she so seems like the type of person who would then be like, I made you famous and whatnot to them and stuff. So I'm just like, can't wait for them to get out of that situation fully. And it's wild.
I agree.
So yeah, fuck Ash Trevino. And I think that...
And her 4 hairs.
I think my new bit is definitely pressing not interested and not trying to give her any money, because that is just crazy. And it's crazy the amount of fucking TikTok parents that I've seen. Like that girl who was like not buying her kids winter coats but getting her highlights done.
It's already crazy for that to be happening, but for that to be happening and you guys to be talking about it and sharing it with the internet, I'm like,
what's the psyche behind that? Where it's like, I'm getting off on showing the world that I'm a bad parent. And then it's like, what are those people behind closed doors? You know what I mean? Like, imagine Ash Trevino as your mom behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It's got to just be like a friend that you hate. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine.
I have no idea.
I need a water. That gave me like cotton mouth. Like, I actually can't.
Also, Ash Trevino talks to men in prison.
Oh yeah, she's married to men in prison. But low key, I think like a year ago you would have done
that. Not a year ago. Okay, like 3. I mean, it's like, if you like men in prison, why don't you just go there? Ash Trevino for prison.
I don't think she would last a day in prison.
I'm so excited to see the Fray in concert later this year, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. So many artists are going on tour, and you can get tickets to Kendrick Lamar and SZA, The Weeknd, Beyonce, Morgan Wallen, and more. I love using SeatGeek because I love attending their live events like Billie Eilish. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, and red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I came through for you guys. You can use code CANCELLED2025 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code CANCELLED2025. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring today's episode of the Canceled Podcast.
What would you do if you went to prison? I just saw like another 2 girls talking about this on a podcast, and it was so funny. But like, what would do you think you would survive long in prison?
That's really funny. I would les out really hard with like the scariest person. Like I would find someone.
Stolen valor, stolen valor, stolen
What do you
joke
mean?
alert. That's exactly what she said. She said she would find the baddest lesbian and latch onto her.
The 100. I've always said that. That is on my online footprint. You're weird.
You're weird. You're copying someone.
I've
on the
never
internet.
seen this. And you could pull up my digital
No, I'm just
footprint.
kidding.
I've
That's
been saying
that's
this.
just the smart answer, to be honest. You probably thought of that on your own.
Oh, I feel like I've had to think about it. You know, just in my life, I've definitely been in eras where I don't think I'm like, I think I'm closer to that than not. Now I'm not, obviously. But like,
don't you think the baddest lesbian in there is spoken for already? You get in there and the baddest
then the second
lesbian,
baddest one. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like the only lesbians like left for picking are going to be like the lesbians with no pull.
maybe as a secondary, I mean, I have always said that and I do really mean that. That would be my first approach. But my second approach, I think, would be an extreme public crash out. Like I'm talking like I would go to the middle of the cafeteria and like flip the tables and start like making animal noises, like pussy out, like shitting on the floor, rolling around in it, so that people were like, oh my God, like she's so insane that like I don't want a part of that.
No, do you know what they do to you then?
What?
Solitary confinement. And you don't want that.
Would you rather have solitary confinement or not?
No. Why would you ever want to be in solitary?
Because of all of the awful things that happen in unsolitary?
Yeah, and you get to sit down at a lunch table and chat with people. In solitary, you don't have books, you don't have windows, you have nothing except your brain. And I don't want to be with my brain with all the fixins.
I guess you're right when you put it that way, but also like you're talking about the opposite. Like it's like a cakewalk. Like bitches get curb stomped.
Yeah, I guess. But there's also like really nice things that happen in prison.
I also have a lot of hot takes online. Like even just what if someone in prison was like, I love Ash Trevino, bitch, square up. You know, like
It's just her husband.
yeah, like oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to think about that. It's so scary.
I don't know. I think I'd just get really fit. And to be clear, that's what the other girl said. And I am stealing her answer. So
Yeah. But like, don't you worry that just like, I don't know.
I just wouldn't do wrong by anybody.
I would really be pulling
No.
an Orange is the New Black and I would be lezzing.
Ugh, I loved Orange is the New Black.
I've never watched it.
It's so good. But it was crazy because I watched it like in my freshman year of high school, of college. And I was so into it. And then my mom went to prison again. I was like, you know what? Let me not watch this.
You think Fawn was lezzing out in prison? Duh.
Fawn is just lezzing out in general.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of prison,
Okay.
well, not speaking of prison, but did you see that Alyssa Violet commented on David Dobrik's post, hey, can I use your pool?
Wait, was it his
Like-
pool that we made fun of her for?
Yeah, like
using?
I was saying she wanted to use David's pool.
Oh, I thought we were just making fun of her for using Marshmallow's pool.
No. Like she's sucking Jason Ash's fart to like use David Dobrik's pool. I hate whenever you're arguing with someone, and Amari does this to me so hard. Like he will piss me off so hard and we're in like a serious argument, and then he'll be like, and by the way, your track is out. You know what I mean? Like he'll make a funny, and then it's like, God forbid there's other people in the room too, because then it's like everyone is laughing and then you're
win.
seething. Like he is so good at that. Honestly, you too. That's literally how Jortsgate happened. Like we're like fighting and you're like, and fuck your jorts.
It was always a
Like,
joke.
That's one of those things where it's like, I've got to give it to her for like flipping it on its head and like cracking a joke. You know what I mean?
Even a broken clock.
Yeah.
I will say really quickly, I want to circle back to Jortskate for a second. What was with you bringing up Jortskate in front of your stylist today? It's like you had to tell her I hate her work.
It wasn't her work.
I know, but
she didn't style me. I bought a Skims bodysuit and jorts on Amazon. That's why it hurt my character. Honestly, if it was Justine that dressed me, I think I would have been like, you know what? Speaking actually, yeah, if it was, yeah, no, it was like my own personal fucking choice. That's why I was seething. But granted, honestly, looking back, there was so much wrong with the fit. Like you ate, like no notes, even just like the fit of it. It wasn't like that I was wearing jorts. Like they were wrong. I was giving like Carpenter and not Sabrina. Have you been seeing people coming at Alex Earl's neck online?
No.
So like Alex Earl got a new stylist, right? And the stylist is putting her
in some hootie stuff.
Some hootie shit. And you know me, you know I love hootie shit. So like I've been like eating it up. One of the fits was a big ass jorts and this like blazer top. And the internet is up in arms. And then to the Super Bowl.
Show me, I can't see this shit.
So I'll show you both outfits, okay? This is one of the fits. But I kind of love it.
Oh, okay. I literally just wore that in our shoot today.
Yeah, I kind of.
The top, the capris, everything. I know those are, and those shoes. Wait, that's the exact outfit I wore today.
I love it. Like, I actually really do love it. And
I love it
people
too.
are like, fire the stylist, 20,000 likes. It's also
you know what, though? Have you ever clicked one of those people's profiles? It'll be like, fire the stylist. And you click their profile and you're like,
I was literally going to just say that. And it's like, I don't know. I love weird, different shit. It's like the people commenting fire your stylist are commenting in like a Brandy Melville 2-piece set. And it's like, I understand that like, or like an aloe fucking, you know, like I'm saying just basic shit. And then she's in this for the Super Bowl.
I did
maxi
notice
skirt.
she was a little warm for the Super Bowl, it appeared. Although I don't know what the weather was like.
You know, like the leather maxi skirt isn't my favorite thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I just picture how sweaty her legs must have gotten.
But people also being like, why would she wear this to the Super Bowl? Like
are you at the Super Bowl?
And it's like, what's she supposed to do? Put on cleats and a jersey and go fucking play? Like, it's like, let her
Super Bowl is high, like
live.
It's very like esteemed.
Yes, and it's like, I think that it's like if she likes it. And granted, maybe she became famous for like being more relatable to the girlies. Like, I'm sure that the girlies who like her love to see her in like an addicted fit because like
the
that's
Princess Polly top.
Yes,
is this too like much for a bar in New Jersey?
Yes, but at the same time, I mean, she was literally in a Super Bowl commercial. Now that her career is elevating, I think it's cool to see her making these more like, as my dogs are out, Jesus Christ, more daring fashion choices. Like I don't know.
I think so too. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that if Julia Fox did it, nobody would say shit about what she's wearing. But because it's Alex Earl, they're like, wait, what?
Dude, even I like was coming at someone who was commenting on my TikTok the other day, and people always get mad when you as an influencer come at someone who's leaving hate, but it's like, how about we just don't comment? Like, how about how about you just keep it pushing? Even today, it's like somebody could make banana bread on TikTok and then someone's gonna comment like, I fucking hate banana bread. And it's like, no one asked, this isn't about you.
Right, what was that thing what was the thing with the beans? The bean soup. It was so funny. It was like, it was like this girl sharing her bean soup recipe, okay? And it's like this long ass bean soup recipe. And the top comment was, what if I don't have beans? And it's like, then it's not your fucking soup. Then don't make bean soup. Like,
yeah, Paige brought that up today. And I just like the banana bread shit, like saying that. And it's like, it's so true. Like everyone, and I don't know if it's TikTok. I mean, it's literally called For You, you know? But like, I don't know why everyone assumes everything is like for them. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
it's
like
just
bean
like
soup. Like this, if you don't
you're
have
not gonna
beans,
make bean soup.
You're not supposed to make
then
bean
you're
soup.
not going to wear a Matrix fit to the Super Bowl. Someone commented on my video the other day and was just like, she's so annoying. And it's just like,
that's your hate comment? Mine are like,
I understand. I know, obviously there are levels to it, but it just got me thinking. It was just like, I forget what the exact comment was, but it was like, she's so annoying, I'm going to try again in a few months. And in my head, it just like really had me thinking. It was like, you just don't have to try again. Like you just don't like, and the fact that you like are taking the time to write that out. Like I just would never write that on anyone's anything because like that's a person with a brain. And it's like, then I'm just not for you.
I know.
Go watch some Alicia Marie. There are much nicer people out there that are far less annoying than me. Like, it's just
That is what's funny. I get it almost on like TikTok, for example, because TikTok, you don't control what you see as much as you do like anywhere else. But like when someone will comment on like my YouTube video hate, I'm like, wait, you came here by yourself.
It's giving close your eyes.
Yeah, like you showed up here. Like you know what I reject? I think about this often, and you know what? I don't even know if I'm safe to say it because it's those who I'm speaking to now who are listening. People will always say, get Brooke off the podcast. And I love you guys. That's like coming to somebody's house and being like, I think you should leave.
No, exactly.
Like, I live here. But you know what I'm saying? Like I get it to an extent, but like she has a YouTube channel. Like
no, I like even just outside of us. I don't understand what. And dude, I'm the first person to say like hate amongst your friends. Send it to
Hate
the
in
group
private.
chat. Like talk your shit. I think it's a cathartic. Being a hater sometimes, like with your friends and in the privacy of your own home,
healing.
sometimes can be the most cathartic, beautiful things in life. But to publicly tear someone else down, to like share anything, like it just, to me, I just equate it to like being in front of someone's face and saying something. Like imagine just like walking up to Starbucks and you're about to order to the barista and you're like, I fucking hate your haircut. Like it's like, what headspace do you have to be in to like put how you feel on the inside that's so dark like that on someone else? Like I don't know. Like I've been seeing people actually crashing out over Alex Earl's Matrix Super Bowl outfit in a way that is like, you people are sick.
no, it is. It kind of is just like, wait, why are you so upset?
You don't have to wear it.
Don't be weird.
You don't
Why
have
are
to
so
watch
upset?
it. You don't have to wear it. And like the girl is living her best life. You know what I mean?
I do get a little too riled up sometimes because like you said, like people hate to see it and I hate to see it. I hate to see an influencer like respond to hate and like go crazy or something. I used to like freak out like about that with certain influencers and now I am her. I'm like, what do you mean? It freaks me. You know what infuriates me the most? I think the reason I'm so like riled up about it is because I just started working out and it's been very like embarrassing, like not embarrassing, but it's been like humbling and like I'm new to it, and so I'll like, you know, I'll be so shy to post my little videos and then like without fail 1,000 people will be like, you look so fucking stupid, you're doing it wrong.
You don't even lift, bro.
Well, like I'm not lifting, you're not lifting, none of us are lifting, but I'm not commenting. It doesn't matter. But anyway,
I just, not to be all like, we should spread more positivity in the world, because it's like, again, behind closed doors, I love being a hater, but I just, especially with Alex Earl, I think it upsets me so much because it's like, she's just a girl.
what has she done wrong?
She's just a girl. She's in her happy relationship. She wears her outfits. She has more energy than 50 bitches in a sorority combined. She's everywhere but nowhere all at once. She's Carl's Jr.ing it up. She's Poppy. She had 2 Super Bowl commercials. That's what it's got to be, though. It's got to be people just
It
feeling,
is. Of course it is. We love you, Alex
now
Earl.
I'm going to hate on someone.
Okay, perfect. Thank God.
I'm just kidding. But Tara's World posted a TikTok that we've got to talk about.
Oh no, we
Well,
can't hate on Tara's World. She
and
loves
I'm not
us.
going to actually. I am.
No.
I know after all of that I just said.
Yeah, don't do it.
Well, it's not okay. I'm not going to hate on her, but she shared something on TikTok that you couldn't waterboard out of me. And I just want to discuss it. And I felt like you might have some funny things to say about it. Okay. She was talking about how in a past life, she was a pick-me. Okay. In her, like, you know what I mean? Like 5 or 6 years ago or whatever, she was a pick-me. But then in the video, she is calling women like females. And I'm like, wait, it might still be in the room with us.
Choose a path.
And she was explaining all of the things that she did in her pick-me era. 2 of them really spoke to me. And I just have to talk about it, okay? I swear to God, I just went on this whole tangent, and I'm actually not trying to hate. I just want to have a conversation about it, okay? Because
we're all friends here.
I think when she put it out there, she also kind of knew what she was doing. She knew it would spark and incite a conversation, which it is. First being that she hung a flag outside of her house that said "For the Boys," which I just love.
Free her. I don't think she did anything
Secondarily,
wrong.
that she ordered one of those female urinal things so that she could pee standing up with her boys.
Okay.
You couldn't waterboard that out of me.
That's actually crazy because last week on the episode, you said that you wish you had one of those.
Not for male validation.
Okay.
I'm imagining her at the line of urinals with the thing like she had a bunch of other ones. And I guess if you're healed, actually, like, I am being a hater by saying you couldn't waterboard that out of me. Like, I guess it's kind of like a good thing that maybe she's now healed and she's like willing to open up about it and stuff like that.
No, I have thousands of things that I have done in my lifetime that I look back on and I'm like, oh my God, thank Lord and heavens above that the term pick me did not exist when I was in high school or college, because I would have been ruined.
Tell us one.
It was but a concept at the time. Like, there was no word for it. It was just kind of like, you just be like, that bitch is annoying, or like, that bitch.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that was just what it was. But like, well, now you just told me you wouldn't you couldn't waterboard some of these.
But I took that back. I retracted that because that's not fair. Like, growth is important. I guess, you know what it is? It was her saying females in the video that made me feel like she wasn't far enough away from it.
Oh yeah.
To kind of like, you know what I mean?
I still, dip my toes in the water here and there as well. But I was really like, everything I did was for male validation, literally up until, honestly, sometimes still. So
what do you think it is?
Mine, I really have like thought about it a lot actually, and I've like talked to therapists about it, but I really do. I almost think for me, it was like the opposite of like daddy issues, where I had such strong, like my grandpa and my uncle were like my strongest like figures in my life. And they were like I was with them always. And I cared so much what they thought that like my life really was about like male validation. Like, I wanted the approval of them so bad. So then everything I said and did and posted, everything was always like what I would assume they would like receive well, if that makes sense. But then some of it's like, you like, why are you doing pull-ups at the frat party?
No, but then it's like, when you say that though, like, I understand that, like, you're in a sorority and that's like what all of that is, like all of the, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
college.
But it was like, it'd be like, oh my God, what is that up there? Like, do you think I could do something? Like, knowing like it was really crazy. And I also used to paint everybody's like, it's a thing in sororities and fraternities to like go on weekenders. And do you know what that is?
Oh, and what would you do again? Like the coolers?
Yeah. So it was like a fraternity weekender is like when the whole frat will like pay X amount of dollars and they all take a bus to Vegas or wherever it is. And they bring a date and you stay with the date and everyone gets so blacked out and it's like a whole thing. And you want to get invited on the weekender so bad. Like if you go on SAE's weekender, it's like such a big deal. And so I would paint, like you paint a cooler. Like that's your gift to the guy for inviting you, is like you paint a cooler, like literally an igloo cooler, and you fill it with alcohol, and that's like your contribution. And I would literally for like months at a time sit in the craft room at my sorority house and paint like hundreds of them, and I have so many of them. Like, you would not believe the things that I was painting on some of these coolers. I would I have to show you. Actually, I literally can show you so easily, but I would just do shit like this. I also
Vincent Van Gogh.
I know you guys have seen that Sugar Shack sign from U of A. It's like a famous sign. I painted that. The American flag Sugar Shack. I painted that.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, though, peeing standing up is the new height.
I can pee standing up because my sister told me I was a boy. That was the beginning of my labia crisis.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be putting the gavel down so hard. If anything, I just wanted to get into the psychology of what being a pick-me, like why it makes people like that. But I guess it probably does just like start with your father.
Sometimes it's just general attention that I'm looking for. It's not always male attention. It's like I want attention, and I can't help it. But I think it is like something with how I grew up or something, where I was like, please.
Yeah, and I guess even just thinking about it, that probably like explains why I was like a slut in high school. You know, like dressed like a slut.
Kappa Alpha.
It's honestly beautiful.
Yeah, I worked really hard on that.
Tara's World just admitted.
Here's me and Jake Paul in front of the Sugar Shack sign.
Honestly beautiful.
Yeah. That's
so funny that was him and Alyssa came there, right? I just think admitting.
Please.
Brooke, honestly, it's gorgeous. That one's not that bad to me because it feels like you were participating in what you maybe over participating, but you were participating in, you know, what was given to you.
Oh, hold on.
in your sorority world.
I'm sorry. I left out a very important piece of information. I wasn't invited. I wasn't
Okay,
invited.
you know what? Get the urinal, line up with Tara's world. Y'all are pissing in the bathroom.
No,
okay.
I wasn't invited. Other girls would pay me to paint their coolers, and I like
You were hustling.
I liked to paint them, and like obviously they would pay me and stuff, but I really did it because I wanted to be able to be like, you like that? I did it.
I get that. You know, I don't know.
But I know it now and I identify it. And like I catch myself still to this day doing things all the time, literally just for external validation. Like that was like literally my currency system growing up. And I can't help it. And it's true for a lot of people. And a lot of people don't notice it yet about themselves. So at least I'm a step ahead of some.
Yeah, that's true. And honestly, like good on Tara's world for growing enough to be able to admit that and like it be a past life. And I think I was being a bit of a hater.
I don't think wanting to not
I
piss
just
down your
want to
leg.
know about her peeing standing up. Like, were her cheeks out?
No,
Like, did the pants
first
go
of all,
down?
we know the lady who invented that. The little funnel.
No, but that's different. That one's like you pee into it and it's for like people who are sick and like pregnant people and
No.
shit. The one she's talking about, like your pee, she said so she could pee off of balconies. Like it like
Oh.
with the boys.
Oh. Yeah, no. I didn't do that.
But I mean, I think she's healed now and I should stop being a hater. A lot of pee talk.
I
this
don't know
episode.
though. I've also thought about like how many teams I've been a fan of before when I couldn't tell you the first thing about football, any sport honestly at all. And I used to be like, oh my God, I just love, you know,
The Bills.
No, the Steelers. I loved the Pittsburgh Steelers because some guy named JT liked the Steelers.
Oh my
Okay?
God. I had a guy named JT.
I still think about him.
What else do we want to talk about?
No, he's married and he goes to Trump rallies, seriously.
Kanye West on Twitter.
Speaking of Trumpies, just kidding.
I just want to know, is Bianca sitting there next to him in a pair of sheer tights like this? Like just mewing and like posing and like, or is it like, do you know what I mean? Like if I was dating someone who was doing that, I would be like really trying to put the phone on DND.
No, I think that that's probably like what really like was the straw that broke the camel's back with Kim. I think she probably was like, I cannot even begin to look like I am behind you on this. Like, because of the thing, like, I mean, the things he was saying at that time too were just as, I mean, not as horrible as what he's saying now. It's actually so disgusting. I just saw someone post a second ago, like, I can't believe there's not like every company in the world coming out and being like, we will never work with this man again. Like nobody's mentioning it really.
You know what I think is like really scary too is like he's selling the shirts now and it's
Who's
like,
buying them? I think those people should be on a watch list.
oh my God. Like I feel so fucking sad for Northwest. Like and all of his kids. It's just like, and you know what I hate too? Is that the public speaks about Northwest like she is a grown adult. You know what I mean? Like the way people hate on her and like
Yeah,
have so
yeah.
much to say about her and like, you know what I mean? If she does something that people don't like the way people talk about her, it's like that is still a child. And like every little girl in the world wants to have a dad, you know, that they love and love them and like whatever. And then it's like, it's even scarier because it's like, what if like she's at that age where she can start to see things or people are going to tell her things. And I can't imagine being Kim, obviously trying to like shelter the kids from all of that, but then still try to keep a relationship with their father and like whatever. But it's like, what if he brainwashes one of the kids even? Like, you know, just so much.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's hard because you know she worships him and like looks up to him so much. But I also
and
like
then that's what he's doing. It's so sad.
it's fucking horrible.
Oh, it's like brutal and like crazy.
It's like it has to be like psychosis. Like obviously he's very mentally ill. I mean that's the only way I can possibly wrap my head around it. But he needs to be either institutionalized or like I don't know what you do in that situation. Like, and is he dangerous? Like,
Yeah, I literally can't imagine. I just saw this girl on TikTok going on this whole thing. She is a corn star and I guess Kanye saw one of her videos and she had all the receipts and everything. And he was trying to fly her out to watch her get fucked by another like male corn star. And then apparently like she found out through all of this that like Kanye watches his wife get fucked by like giant male porn stars, and he's like into that, and it just like feels so close to a lot of other shit that we've seen in the media. And it's like,
Yeah.
I am like so genuinely concerned for Bianca. Like, I know I said this even just in the
I know. It just makes you wonder, like, if these are the things we know now or are finding out about, like, there's always so much you don't know about.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if what he's tweeting and all of this is like what we know, it's just like, it feels so dangerous and wrong. It's so fucking nuts. It's like insane.
Ugh, I hope she's okay. That's
And then
the
he
kind
just
of
tweets
shit.
it all in tweets. I am happily out of touch. And then tweeted like, this was a social experiment. Next time I say some dumb shit, honestly, I'm just gonna be like, this was a social experiment.
I'm like, shit, I wish I thought of that.
No, but it's like, honestly, you can't even like laugh at it. It's like actually like so sad. Even just seeing people saying like Donda, his mom would be so sad to like see this. And like, I can't imagine being any Kris Jenner or Kim Kardashian. Like, that's so sad.
God, yeah, that's what it is. It's sad. Like, you have to, God, I don't know. I don't want to.
And it's like even just Elon Musk, like just on Twitter, like laughing about how crazy it is. It's like,
well, Elon's just generally confused.
but it's like, take it away. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there needs to be, I know obviously like freedom of speech is a thing, but like, should we all have that?
I don't know.
I feel like there should be.
And it's crazy because we live in such an environment these days where like I could see us getting cooked for saying that.
Of course.
And it's like,
yeah.
hello. No,
I
but
know.
like, hello? Like, do you see the things that this very influential person is saying online? Like,
It's just dangerous. It's so dangerous. It's dangerous because, I mean, if he's not dangerous, there's, however many people
2025.
who follow him and who worship him that are. So.
that's what I'm saying. And something about selling the shirts to me too is like, it's one thing if it's just like you're trying to have people wearing those and you're trying to start some type of.
That's what I'm saying though. Like the people who are wearing those or ordering them, like, let's keep an eye on them.
And it's like that website has to be ran by like a Shopify type of platform. If it's not Shopify, like whatever it is, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
well, they had a Super Bowl commercial.
yeah, like it's like,
Are there no regulations on that? Costs $8 million to have like a 15-second.
it just feels like too many people are just like letting this happen. You know what I mean? Someone's producing those shirts. Like someone, it's just like, it's so wild to me.
Yeah, but they all think it's a social experiment too, probably.
Yeah, and that's true too, is it's just like abuse of power. Like he's probably in a room with like 30 employees who are, even I was just watching this show like Wags to Riches, and one of the girls like worked for him at one point. She was kind of talking about what he ended up doing as they split. And it's like, it's got to be an environment where a lot of people are probably really scared to leave / really brainwashed. And like,
Yeah,
that's
or
where
like-
I feel like Bianca's at, like crazy. And then it's just like,
It's just, I mean, it's people are in cults, okay? You get so like, I feel like people just worship him so much that like everything that he says becomes truth. And like that is what is so dangerous about it. And I hope he really gets help. And if he doesn't get help, I want Elon to take him off Twitter. Thank you.
yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's wild. You know who is doing absolutely everything right though? Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, he's so fabulous. I didn't get to see the halftime performance yesterday.
It was so good.
Really?
And
So I'm hearing mixed reviews about it. I'm hearing, honestly, actually, you're the only person who's ever said it was good.
Really, I
Or
loved it.
in my life, anyway.
I loved it. Like, I really did love it.
Really?
And there is just something about this diss track being so like no one has ever been petty in history the way Kendrick Lamar is being petty.
Well, I would venture to say one person has done it similarly, and that is Taylor Swift.
Ooh, okay. No, certified lover boy, certified. Like, like that, having the whole Super Bowl stadium fucking singing that. Like, it's like,
I know.
and it's so funny because every time I talk to a Drake fan about it, they're like, Drake's just fine. And I know he has this cult following, but like, if that was about me.
No, but what about Serena Williams being in it? That's Drake's ex.
No.
Yeah.
And she was in the halftime show?
Yeah, she was doing a
Yes. Like, it's just,
Obsessed with her.
I love.
Imagine someone calls you up and they're like, hey, I'm performing at the Super Bowl. Do you want to come fucking just flex on your ex?
Yeah, like that is so, you know what I feel like it is? Like Kendrick Lamar is one of the girlies. Like it's like it is a woman's level of intelligent petty, and you don't see a man do that often. Like I always say, a man's just like, oh fuck you, you're a cunt.
Yeah,
you're
it's
this.
calculated and it's conniving and it's brilliant, and it's so
Grammys
inspirational.
and Super Bowl sweep and like just like a fuck Drake at both. Like
Oh,
if I was
he's
if I was
embarrassed.
Drake, I'd be walking around telling everyone I didn't care. But then I would go to bed at night and I'd be like,
That sucks
rats.
because he was already going to bed crying, and now I'm worried about him.
it's just so like so I'm really curious as to what Drake's next move is, because obviously, yes, you can say like the songs just came out and like the beef is over, and like obviously Kendrick's just thriving, but like I don't know, like I feel like if this song was about me and then it were at the Grammys, everyone's singing along to it as I walk up on stage to get a Grammy for this song, and then the next week everyone at the Super Bowl is singing, like I would need a new move.
The new move would have to be to jump ship. Like, you're on his side now. You know, like we're all on the same team.
Yeah, if I was Drake, I would pop out in like an I Heart Kendrick Lamar baby team.
I would get on the song.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. There's no other
100%.
option.
100%. And obviously, I don't know all the logistics of rap beef, and I'm sure like Drake
Me
fans
neither.
are
We
going to
gotta
cook
keep it
me.
back in.
But it's just, I mean, regardless, it's like at the Super Bowl, and like that's insane.
Oh my God.
Dogs out on the table while I know this is getting clipped on reels, and someone's going to say I'm a woman and I should be in the kitchen making a sandwich. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all I can see these days is us on reels, and the comments are not nice. I'll tell you that much.
I don't feel like I am, after going on Instagram Reels, honestly, and seeing the things that I saw, I don't even necessarily know if I want to be a part of that.
Let me tell you something. I completely changed my stance on that. I am living for Instagram Reels. I am a millennial to my core. I don't ever want to be on TikTok again because the humor that I am finding there is just elite. Okay? I want to laugh at like the most embarrassing stuff to laugh at.
I just can't get behind it. I opened my Reels the other day to somebody freeze drying and like molding their boyfriend's cum into jewelry. And I was just
I
like,
don't even think we're on the same app.
yeah. And then you scroll again and it's just furries really being furry. And then just I can't even.
I think the problem all along was that none of us had time to properly curate our explore pages, and now since I've been able to do so, it's very, very great and wonderful. Or maybe I'm in denial.
And my problem too is like I'm watching the cummy earring video in full, so then my Instagram is like give her more. You know, it's
yeah,
like
I
that's
get
on me.
that.
Khloe Kardashian and Lamar Odom.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. I can't. Honestly, I'm so sorry. You can't tell me. I have to watch it tonight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't tell me, please.
Can we talk about them maybe? Like just as a couple,
Well,
and like how
yeah.
you feel about them as a couple then?
Sure. I think that was a situation, right, where
Here's what I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Why
You
are
still
you
need to
gonna
watch
ask
it.
me?
I'm not going to spoil it for you. I think that the common viewer takeaway from it was like, this is so sad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like in another life and like whatever. And it's just crazy the way a man can, because he put her through hell.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even just like finding out so many of the details, I didn't know how much he really put her through hell with like the cheating and the drugs. She was in his hospital bed too for like 5 months after all of that shit and whatever. And then a man can come online or come wherever, you know, and just be like, I love you.
and everyone's like, "Oh, take him back."
Yes, like everywhere is like, you know what I mean? Like this woman tried her hardest for this man, like gave it her absolute all, and he dogged her. And then now it's like years later, he's like, I'm sorry. And everyone's like,
Yeah, that's
They're-
hard. Same thing with Courtney and Scott.
yeah, that's true.
People are like, God, like they were endgame and whatever. And then it's like, she tried. She got back with him like 100 times.
Yeah, it is really sad. Like I do like the way that they interact, and when you just see old clips of Khloe and Lamar, like they were so in love, you know? And like I think there is something so special about anyone, like just a first untainted like love. Like she was a completely different person
Yeah.
and had been through so much less upon meeting him. They got married after like 3 weeks and then lasted for like 7 years, and like she was just so light and
love
like
that.
free and happy.
I know,
with
but how
him.
much of that was just her? Like I mean, in my opinion, she is just so fabulous and it's so parasocial, but I feel like she just loves everyone so much that I just hope she finds someone who literally just actually reciprocates it and she can just be that like happy and free and whatever and like not have to deal with somebody who's absolutely disgusting and horrible.
I know. I really do want Khloe Kardashian to find her Moses. You know, like I just
when she does though, it's gonna like turn the world upside down. I feel like
I agree. I 100% agree. And
but I've never seen someone so consistently like just done wrong. Like it feels like, oh my God, can this girl catch a break?
How could Tristan Thompson actually live with himself, especially after everything she went through with Lamar? But I guess it's just like I saw Khloe talking about this on her podcast, which is amazing, by the way. She's really killing it.
I've only seen clips. I haven't had the chance.
But her just talking about how like, I know when these people do this stuff to me, it's not me. You know what I mean? And like, that is so true. Like she just happened to really pick people with a lot of fucking issues. But God,
But that says something about her too. Cause it like, you know, sometimes like better people are attracted to people who need help or like, I don't know, kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. How was Cabo?
It was amazing. It was so much fun, but I learned something about myself, and that is, I mean, I say it all the time, actually. It's nothing new, but I cannot hang like I used to. And I had to pretend to drink like 90% of the time.
Really?
Fully pretend. Well, first of all, the combination of medications I'm taking these days, like I literally cannot feel drunk. I can drink copious amounts and like I'm inebriated and I'm slurring my words and everything, but I'm not happy. Like I don't get any of the positive side effects of alcohol. Therefore, it is useless for me to drink. That is just alcoholism. You know what I mean? So it was like, how many times am I going to have to have that happen in a row before I'm finally like, you know what? Just don't drink.
Yeah.
So I got really drunk like one of the days that I was there and I was like, that was good. And the rest of the time I faked it, but oh my God, I had so much fun. And this bachelorette trip had 30 people on it. 30. And it was like 17 of us girls and then moms. And like, because like Christiana, whose bachelorette it was, she's a cheerleader. And so all the moms are like best friends because they grew up like cheer moms. And it was so much fun. And everyone just loves her so much. And I just cannot wait to have a bachelorette. I want to have a bachelorette more than I want to have a wedding.
Completely understandable, honestly.
In fact, I would be happy having only a bachelorette.
Why don't we just have random bachelorettes?
We do. It's your birthday trip.
You're actually so right. You are so right. Honestly, I'm excited for this. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you can't drink and like whatever, like why even put it in your body? I'm excited for a little Sober Sally tour run.
It is. Well, because like if I'm going to feel that way regardless, so why am I going to, you know, like I just feel horrible the next day.
I am truly like loving being sober so much. Like it's like even just seeing people hungover, like I am getting this this like sixth sense of satisfaction where I'm like, oh, I'm never gonna feel like that again. And it's really cool. You know what I have noticed though lately that keeps happening to me? It's like my new pet peeve. No, but I sound like a let me phrase this. There was just a scenario that happened to me yesterday that like drove me up a wall. And like I do find that people do this to me a lot. And I understand that most of the time it is people just caring. But people will like find out that you don't drink or you're not drinking. And then they want to have like a deep conversation about it. Just wherever you are. And it's like, it's one thing if that person is talking to me about their own journey and they want to have a deep conversation. I enjoy that. But I think that people automatically almost just societally like feel bad for you. They're like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you triggered? Are you this? Are you that? And in reality, it's like this choice that I made that I'm so happy with.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to convince people that no, like I am happy and I'm having fun. But I think the reason why I'm so hot about this, one of my close friends invited someone that they are like newly dating to the Super Bowl party yesterday. And this person is a psychiatrist, right?
No.
And a child psychiatrist. And they show up and just the most out of touch shit. They come up to me and it's just all of us chilling, having a great time, whatever. They come up to me and they're like, hey, can I pull you aside for a chat? And like me knowing that the person's a psychiatrist and shit. And I'm just like, what is this, Love Island?
Yeah,
like I just
like Bachelorette, like, can I steal you for a second?
Socially, like I'm just, sometimes you just hate that. You just want to vibe with your friends and you don't want to like whatever. And I feel like a lot of times people just do this to me where they corner me for like an hour and a half long conversation. And sometimes I enjoy it, but sometimes you are just like, especially because I'm hosting this party and I'm just like, I have the things that I want to do and people that I want to see. And I'm like, but then I go over obviously and we sit down and this person just starts grilling me. Like actual, like I felt like I was on Call Her Daddy interview style, like leading with like, I found out that you're not drinking, and me just knowing that they're a psychiatrist, and I'm like, ugh. And they're like, I found out that you're not drinking. Like, are you triggered? Are you happy? Are you whatever? And so then I'm answering all these questions. Again, I'm trying to like have empathy for the situation because maybe this person really is just trying to like make sure I'm okay. And that's really nice. And people don't always do that, right? But then I'm noticing that they're asking me the same question like 6 times. And it's like, so you're not even listening to me. You know what I mean? Like you've asked me 6 times if like my parents are in my life. Also, why are you asking me that at a Super Bowl party? Like,
Yeah, and you just met this person?
Yes, I just met this person. And it's the most brutal. I'm in the most brutal loop with them. Like I continue to have to be like, I've already told you this a few times, like, but yes, like I'm from Las Vegas. And it's like, you're not even listening to me. And then the person is like, and cutting me off to ask the same questions. And I'm literally like, I feel like I'm on Call Her Daddy right now. Like you're grilling me. And this is so weird. And just like the most personal, like deep questions. And I'm like, where is your social cues?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like invasive sometimes. It's like, okay.
And then you're a psychiatrist, and I'm like, damn, they just give anybody these licenses. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
well, it sucks too if it's like a children's psychiatrist because it's like, damn, are you making the kids feel that like on the spot?
and it was so brutal. And he like kept doing it to me and doing it to Paige. And I was like, if you ask me one more time if I can like come for a chat, like this is fucking Love Island. Like it was the most brutal thing ever. And I think that there is something to be said about people who want to feel like they're having a deep conversation.
Yeah.
Like it's like continuing to just be like, yeah, I just really don't like small talk. I really love deep conversations. But it's like, you're not even listening to me. Like, is this just so that you can feel like you're having a deep conversation?
Yeah. And it's like, I've had conversations with people like that where they're actually talking to themselves. Like you're talking out loud, but this is not a conversation at all.
Like you're talking at me and you're not listening.
Like what I say in response to your question has no impact on what you say next.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh my, it was so brutal. I was actually like infuriated by the end of it because it was just like the lack of social awareness, asking me the most invasive questions of my life. I truly feel like I'm being interviewed and you're not even listening to me. You are quite literally ruining my day. I want to watch Taylor Swift on the television. It was so brutal. And then today my friend was like, what do you think of them? And I was like, listen, I would rather you marry a felon.
Wait, who was it? Oh no.
So brutal. I literally was like, you take back any single one of your exes. I hate like the worst person yet. It was so
damn, my money was on.
No, it was so brutal.
Although I would have known about it by now. Gosh, she can't keep a secret.
Yeah, it was oh my God. It was so I appreciate an impactful conversation more than anything. Even the other night at like Shannon, like Jaden Shannon, I had the most impactful, deep conversation with her in the middle of a party. And I was like, this is the shit I live for. Like I appreciate an actual deep, heartwarming conversation, like or someone saying something profound, like you know what I mean? Like I love that more than anything. And I think when I see people like faking that so hard, it bothers me so much. It's like I would rather talk about the weather because you're just performing. Like it's like I just
Do you think he was trying to impress you?
Maybe, but then like basic 101 would be then listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I guess
and like you know what I mean? Like
maybe he benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, well maybe, he was nervous to meet you. So he got drunk and then he was trying to impress you. But like, oh man.
And even there was a moment for the first like 30 minutes where I was like really trying to have empathy for this situation and him and like being nervous in a new environment or just anything like that. And it was after like the 50th time and the most like insane invasive questions like truly ever where I was like, and just not listening to my answer, asking them like 6 times. I was like, oh, this is brutal. This is truly brutal. Or I was just like, wow, I don't even know.
What a bummer.
I know.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
And it's like so crazy that you can't pick your friends' partners.
It actually, like, I'm not even kidding. That like is actually a thing that should happen. I actually learned a lot this weekend about arranged marriages because one of my best friends works in cybersecurity, and like a lot of her colleagues like live in India and like work in India, and they like it's very common in India to have like, arranged marriages, and it's not like this like it's not like a negative thing at all, which I feel like I've always like been conditioned to believe like that's like crazy, but it's like literally she said they have a group me, like a literal group me, where like people kind of send like it, like basically like a grid about, and it has like a photo, like the person's like stats, like height, weight, where they went to school, their education level, their hobbies, like what they do for work, like all this stuff, and then their family and what their family does, and their dowry, like obviously how much they're gonna get if they get married and stuff. And they send them literally in essentially just like a group me, and like families like go back and forth, like, do you like my daughter? Do you like my son? And then the families meet up and then they just arrange the marriages.
It is so cool for like, I'm imagining if I had good parents, the idea, but if my marriage was arranged, like who I would be with.
Who would you trust to arrange your marriage for you? Because I can't think of one person. Not even BB. Because BB would have me with some fucking cigarette guy.
Maybe like, oh God, that's so tough. It's hard too, because I like do feel like I'm with my like dream person. So like,
but nobody, like based on the information that you've provided us, like leading up to him, nobody was gonna guess him.
yeah, that's so true. That is so true. Like your soulmate can end up just being so different from what you like envision. I would weirdly trust you.
Really?
I think you'd make like a pretty good choice. I would trust. I would need like a committee. It would have to be like you and Paige and Hunter.
Actually, Paige is a good one. I think Paige could really, because I think Paige would remove herself from the situation, and it would be like not so much about what she wants, but what she knows that I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like you would do that too. BB, I just know she would choose whoever she wants or whoever she wants to spend time with.
Well,
because that's important too.
yeah, that is true. That is true. That's so interesting. I wonder though, like if you guys were to pick someone for me, like who they would be.
Makoa.
Yeah.
But like you, like I just would have never, I wouldn't have thought that you would be like.
With Makoa.
Yeah.
Aw. That's like, yeah, I love him.
Honestly, we all do.
He's the best. He really is. Dude, this having him back is so crazy. Like, even just these past 3 weeks, like, I was like, oh my God, like, this is what it's like to have a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend. I'm so in love. Like, I literally, like, it felt so long to me that I, like, forgot things. Like I think that has to do with like object permanence and ADHD, like whatever's in front of me, just like my life. Like, so like with him not being there, what was in front of me was like work. And so I was just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like obsessing over that and like whatever. And then I'm like, oh my God, I want uppies. Like I just forgot about ooching
I love that.
and smooching. And it's really great. You have a busy week.
I have a spray tan. I'm going to Palm Springs tomorrow
to shoot something so exciting, and I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy I have no part in it. I hate photo shoots, and I'm realizing that more and more as the days go on. And you're so good at them.
No,
like I just
that's
can't.
not true. First of all, I've done 2 photo shoots my entire life. One was the time I was shooting myself, and one was today.
No, but even just like the Morphe campaign, like how you're like so in an element. Like I
no,
think
because that is so exciting to me. Like I still feel very like, oh my God, like what a dream.
I agree. Like it's like the tour is so exciting to me and the final image is so exciting to me, but standing there and making like 45 different faces to a camera while like the heels are so high I'm gonna topple over, it's like I can't enjoy the moment. I'm not as much as I love to surf, I know that I am cosplaying. It is not.
I don't think you're cosplaying. I think it helps that I only have one face to serve, so it's really just like consistency is key. And I don't know. I think it's fun.
And then you have a club appearance,
I have a
which
club
is
appearance.
so unlike you.
I don't know who I am anymore.
No, you're a bitch in her bag.
I'm trying new things. You know what? I'm back,
Club appearances feel like highway robbery. That's all I know to say, especially my drinking era. It's like, what do you mean you're going to give me this amount of money to just like...
I know, but arguably am better at everything else in the world than sing.
I think you have to get so drunk.
It makes,
but you can't.
I know. That's a whole thing I'm thinking
Take
about.
mushrooms.
I might have to. But then it's like, okay, at what point am I like, okay, now I have to abuse something else? Like, no, that's...
No, I know, but I can't. Club appearances sober. Well, no. Well, I still love club appearances,
because it's like, I mean, you know, people like. I'm just excited.
Yeah, and like I feel like even just my favorite thing is when all else fails, you start pouring champagne into mouths. Okay, get the bottles lined up. That's
I've seen you blind some bitches before. I'm not kidding. Me and Tana had like a club appearance stint. Like, remember when we did like a few in a row there?
I kind of miss it.
It was fun, and that's what I think. What's like kind of off to me about it is that you're not coming.
Yeah, I wish I was.
So it makes me like, wait, are you guys sure? First of all, and second of all, I mean, I'm bringing BB, so it's not like I'm just like raw dogging it, but
you and BB you'll immediately fall into harnessing that same energy that we have with BB. I do like understand why you had her at like gunpoint to go, because doing a club appearance alone is brutal.
It's so hard. Like me thinking everyone should just drop their lives for me, but to find a friend to come with me to Chicago was like nearly impossible. It was like,
I think it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's literally on Valentine's Day, so that could be it.
So then what?
So funny. She's literally calling me. Wait, actually, hold on really quick. Did you kiss Aaron last night?
Oh shit.
Boy, I'm so dead. Well, no, first of all, Aaron kissed me. And he kissed me on the cheek, so it doesn't count.
Aww.
Okay, wait, I'm filming.
He's a pussy.
Oh, no, he's
Yeah,
not.
BB wanted it, honestly.
I know. She does this every night. Okay, I love you. I'm filming. I'll call you after.
You know what I love too about, I just wish you were there so bad yesterday, because it is like seeing so many people I work with like doing keg stands. Like it's so fun to like see people like completely just like not in the work
loose.
You know, we have a very loose work environment as is, but like one of Makoa's friends brought a keg yesterday, and in my head I was like, okay, like they're gonna do their keg stands and whatever, and it ended up being the biggest hit of the party. Like we almost had Ash's mom in a keg stand.
My flight.
Like it was so funny, like watching everyone chant and everyone go upside down and like do fucking keg stands in the new house. Like it was just like, it was so funny to see everyone like out of their work environment.
Do it again. What do we have coming up that's not the Super Bowl?
Well, I think my new thing is having Cabo at home. Like I realized yesterday, I really did get the perfect house for entertaining. I've never had like a yard and like an outdoor grill and like just that type of like indoor outdoor massive backyard living, and I'm so excited to quite literally like have the iguanas at the house and like just, and I you're gonna hate this word I'm about to say. Are you ready?
No.
I'm excited to throw dagers.
I don't mind danger.
You don't mind danger?
I don't mind danger.
I'm excited to have dagers. I think
as long as you don't say darty. Don't ever say darty to me.
I don't like darty. You're right. I've been realizing how much I don't like partying these days, and I think I'm realizing I don't like it because it's at night. Like yesterday I was on such a vibe, like having food and like, you know what I mean? Pigs in a blanket. Like just,
yeah, so a barbecue.
Yes, like that's, you know what I mean? A darty-cue. I'm excited.
It could just be a barbecue. Like it doesn't have, no one has to party.
But I want a keg. I think my new thing, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to continue to do that. And have
that is so
Cabo
exciting. And you know what's going to be more exciting than that is having like boys, like having kids and having like 12-year-old boys and their whole little team comes over.
Oh, I am so boy mom. I already know that. But at the same time, I don't know. Lately, I've been spending so much time with Malibu Barbie, and like it's so, there's something, she doesn't like give everyone the time of day always, and she really gives me the time of day. And there was something about like
I bet you remind her of Trish.
I wonder, I do, because like it'll be a room full of people and she'll like smile and run to me, or she'll be crying and then see me and stop like, oh, and
you
like
know what they say,
but
the blonde always attracts everyone in the room.
It is just like so cute. She like comes running to me and like just makeup, and she loves my jewelry and stuff. And then I'm like, wait, maybe I am a girl mom, because like it's
you'll be
so
whatever
fun.
mom like that you like you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like everyone always thinks like, oh my god, I want a boy so bad, and then they'll have a girl and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I think I want a bunch of kids. Honestly, like I want to enter my Kris Jenner era.
I want girls though.
Yeah,
I always used to want boys, but that was a pick me thing.
Boys seem
like,
obviously easier.
I don't know though, because I have a girl right now and a boy, and I know they're cats, but I don't care.
Mouse
I can
is the
tell,
harder.
like you can literally tell. But What's interesting about it, and I think about this all the time, it's like knowing he's a boy makes me parent him differently. Like everything he does, I view differently. Like if Murphy's like scratching the couch, I'm like, oh, Murph, stop. If he's scratching the couch, I'm like, stop. You
know what I just thought about is with raising a boy, you almost have to ensure that you're protecting the world from him.
Yeah.
But with a girl, you're raising her to like
be afraid of the boys,
to like protect her from the world.
Yeah.
And like that's obviously much harder, but I don't know. I think a girl would be more healing. Like even just seeing with Trisha, like it's got to be so healing to like, you know what I mean? Just like protect your girl from the world and all of the things. I've been seeing so many of these TikToks. Have you seen this? It might have just made it to Reels, so you might have seen it, where people are talking about getting coffee with their younger selves.
Oh no.
And it's, oh my God, it's like, it's brutal. Like it just the way it's been making me think. It's like someone will say like, I got coffee with my younger self and like she showed up an hour early and like I was just on time. Like she got a Frappuccino and I got a this and I got a whatever.
No, honestly, don't tell me about it. I'll literally cry.
I know. And like, obviously you always think about meeting up with your younger self, but there's something about giving it a scenario. Like I really was laying there thinking like, what?
I'm like,
I know. No, this had me up until 5 a.m. and clacking away at my book because it really provoked all these thoughts. Because it's one thing to think about just seeing your younger self, but if you actually put it down like situationally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like what she'd be wearing and ordering and how you guys would show up and how you both would be acting and stuff. It's had me just thinking so much, and it is just like so wild. You know what I mean? I always like even just thinking about my younger self, like, the things that you'd want to tell her and the things.
I literally don't want that to make it to Reels. I can't handle it. You're talking about it and I'm intentionally not listening to you. Because
it's that
like
sad.
literally making me sad.
No, I know. I was thinking about how much my younger self would be trying to make me like her.
Oh.
And it made me so sad to think about like how much of my life.
Literally stop.
I know. No, it's brutal. It had me up like the other night for so long. Even just this industry and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Conditioned me personally to think I wasn't enough, or that I almost had to prove myself 10 times harder because of like.
Are you trying to kill me?
I know. I just feel like we don't go existential and canceled enough, and I've been like seeing this trend everywhere.
Everything.
If you could tell your younger self a few things over coffee, what would you tell her?
I would literally first of all throw up, because like how fun is our life?
Yeah.
But
Even
I
just
can't think
that.
about it hard because it like actually makes me sad.
Because I know there's so many things too where I wish I could almost take from that girl. Like it's like
Stop.
it's crazy. It is just like interesting. Financials would definitely be a huge one though. You know, it's like you don't need the Dior parka.
I would say, I don't know what I would say.
I think my main thing would just be
You
to.
ruined my day.
It's a brutal thought. It really is a brutal thought. But I just think, I don't know. I think we all need to give ourselves so much grace. I think that's my number one advice to like girls in their early 20s. It's just like we're so hard on ourselves.
I
And
know.
We think we
I
need
do
to.
like that trend when you like show the younger photo and you're like, when you're being mean, you're talking to her.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I know. It is like
That photo
I think-
of you in the Christmas outfit with the forehead.
Don't
Don't talk to me. I love that picture.
especially as women in our like early teens and early 20s, we are just like so conditioned to think we're not doing enough, we're not being enough, we're not saying enough, we're not dating enough, we're not wearing the right things, we're not whatever. And like looking back, it's so sad because it's not until your frontal lobe develops that you start to become, or at least me, more comfortable with who you are. Like, you know, you're like trying so hard to be something.
Yeah.
And it's like, just make those mistakes, wear those things, like give yourself the grace. Be unapologetically yourself, and who gives a fuck what people think. It's so wild.
Sad. Like you literally ruined my day.
You know what's funny too is the trend made me so sad, right? Like, and there's so many girls out there who are just posting it like, you know, like we were both on time and she got a Frappuccino and I got a hot tea. Like, I don't think for
like
everyone.
It was like a lighthearted thing. You could have told me that.
Well, no, but it wasn't for me.
I wouldn't be sobbing.
It wasn't for me though.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know what that is. Like, why do you think that when we think about meeting up with our younger selves, it makes us so emotional?
I don't know. I like low-key think I'm like I feel like you at the party last night.
Huh?
I'm like, don't ask me that.
I'm trying to bring Deep Canceled back.
I know, but can we do it tomorrow?
Yes, we can. But I think that we should be having more conversations like this and
I
less
do too,
conversations.
but I think I'm like already in a phase.
What, where you're more emotional?
Yeah. Like, wait, first of all, can we get a close up?
I don't know. It's also
No,
that
I
I'm
guess-
writing this godforsaken book. So I like, this is all I have to think about.
Yeah. I get so emotional about like being younger.
Why?
I don't know.
I want to know. Because me too. But I think the world just like robbed me of a lot of my youth. So like as I get older, it's like sad. Like even just thinking about me at 16, I like had to be 20 and I didn't have the tools, and that's sad. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I literally can't even think about it anymore. I'll return to you next week with my answer. No, kidding. I'm getting sick thinking about it.
I think this was good. And no, because I think that
I don't even know why I'm like sobbing.
no, it's that sad. It kept me up the other night.
Make any faces because I just got so much Botox.
It kept me up for hours the other night. It is that deep. We don't always have to go that, but I think that less shitting and farting 2025, more introspective conversations.
I know, and I see the comments now like Tana was trying to get deep and Brooke wouldn't even let her.
But it's okay to also set a boundary. You set your boundary. You said not today.
Okay, I feel like you had way too many takeaways from last night's conversation, and you're using them on me now.
No, my only takeaway from that was that my friend has got to go back on Hinge, back to the drawing board. That one's not making it to the finals.
I think
Should we move on to the Patreon? Oh, well, what were you going to say?
today.
You...
No. Like literally no. Why would you do that? I thought we were gonna get out of here.
You also used to always cry on Canceled. Like, this is good.
Oh. Buy the Yap merch.
Yap merch coming soon. Yap, hopefully coming soon. And we love you guys so very much. And we will talk to you guys very soon. And honestly, international tour dates are dropping soon, and that's really exciting.
That is exciting, and I would tell my younger self that.
Bye, guys. We love you.